Hello, this is Mike Wolbecker, the instructor for the Intro to Wellness course. And this is Unit 1 Feedback, a place where I get a chance to throw in my 2 cents worth on some of the past assignments. I want to commend you for your ability to navigate and find things on the course website, doing quality work and hitting your word minimums. And I am enjoying your contributions to the discussions. Keep up the good work. Let's talk about some of the assignments. First, the life mission statement assignment. That real short statement describing the direction God has you going right now. Here are a couple things to remember about that. First of all, those life mission statements are not written in stone. Things can change. It's rather kind of a fluid statement. What's important is that you start to see a direction God has in mind for you. He can always change that direction. Keep assessing what God wants you to do. Second, let me throw in my 2 cents into our first major discussion titled Healthy 2020. I noticed that there were a few themes that seemed to float through your thoughts and comments. One theme had to do with the culture of wellness and the culture of fitness in America, which is not very good. Our kids are in the worst shape ever. We are doing less and less exercise. We are eating more and more fast food. Today, that is almost the norm. And the advertisements that bombard us and propel us into that unhealthy behavior is unprecedented. I believe today's wellness strategy almost needs to counter that cultural norm. And that takes knowledge and energy. Healthy 2020 provides the first part, the knowledge. Americans, you need to provide the second part. Now, some of you even went on as far to say there may be a spiritual side to this, and I couldn't agree more. I mean, if Christians can't relate to seeing their bodies as His temple and take steps to keep it fit, who can? But we must always keep the balance in mind. We worship God. We don't worship our bodies. But it's still His temple. There are other themes. For instance, the low visibility that 2020 has, considering many of you had never even heard of it before. Your thinking was, how can 2020 really work if not many hear about it? And that part is true. But that wasn't the real issue I had in mind when I gave you this assignment. The crux of the matter is, now that you have heard about it, what will be the state of your wellness in 2020? That's really the burning question. How will it affect you? Another theme was there is not really much we can do. People are lazy, form bad habits, and not much is going to change them. Certainly not a government program. Well, with that, I want to pass on a suggestion. There may not be much we can do, but there is always something we can do. One suggestion last semester to give 2020 more visibility was to post the 2020 informational link on their Facebook and Twitter pages. Now, I thought that was a great idea. In fact, I will give anyone 5 extra credit points on the Unit 2 test if you post that link to Facebook or Twitter. Who knows? It might have some effect on some. Finally, we had you assess a wellness habit. That is an important activity for this class. You will assess one wellness habit each unit. Your perception of health habits are part of the process if you ever want to make a wellness change in your life. Keep in mind, this process of assessment and change is not an exact science. You may even disagree with the assessment you come up with. The key is that you are thinking about your wellness habits and assessing what stage of change you are in. There will be other assessments later in the class, like the Myers-Briggs Temperament Tool and Spiritual Gifting Assessment Tools, and others. Not exact sciences either. But being exposed to the process of change is the key here. If you skipped over the trans-theoretical theory of change information rather quickly, you may want to go back and take some of that in again. Well, there you have it. My 2 cents worth. Thank you for a great start to this online class. Keep up the good work and stay well in all dimensions.